Welcome everyone, I'm Kingly Valence, and thanks for watching this Spore Speedrun. Today, we are earning the Title of Omnipotent by completing the entire Space Stage progress bar. To fill the progress bar in Space Stage, we need to earn a total of 275 badge points. There are far more than 275 badge points available, so we can choose the most efficient badges that earn us the greatest number of points for the time it takes to unlock them. Starting out, we already unlocked the Captain's Badge for 1 badge point when we skipped the tutorial on our home planet. There are no other levels for the Captain's Badge, so we need to find some other badges to unlock. During the first required mission, where we have to scan the crashed ship and the destroyed cities, we could fly between these two stars to unlock the Frequent Flyer badges for free. Frequent Flyer 1 requires jumping between 50 stars, which awards 2 badge points. Then Frequent Flyer 2 requires 150 jumps to unlock, and awards another 4 badge points. And this continues until reaching Frequent Flyer 5. Most badges follow this point structure, however some badges award more or less points depending on the badge's difficulty. During this time, we are going to unlock all the way to Frequent Flyer 3 for a total of 12 badge points, and our goal is to reach Frequent Flyer 4 by the end of the run as well. We will jump between these stars until about 2 minutes on the timer, and this will help us get closer to the 800 jumps needed to unlock Frequent Flyer 4. Earning points from the Frequent Flyer badges is very efficient, earning 12 points within the first 2 minutes, and already working towards another 8 badge points. Once we return home after scanning the destroyed cities, we will begin the Place a Colony mission. These tutorial missions from our home planet count towards the Missionista badge as well. We will be unlocking just the Missionista 1 badge for this run after completing 5 missions, earning us 2 badge points. With our colony pack, we now need to find a Purple Spice planet to colonize. Purple Spice has a 15% chance to spawn on planets with blue or red orbit trails in systems with blue stars. We will check 2 blue stars and hopefully find a Purple Spice planet. This system doesn't have a Purple Spice planet, but does have an artifact within the system that we are going to pick up. We are going to unlock the Collector 2 badge for finding 8 artifacts for a total of 6 badge points. The artifact star system locations are consistent between runs, so we will know which star systems to visit to collect them along the run. Our second blue star does have a Purple Spice planet. Without a Purple Spice planet in either of these systems, we would have to reset the speedrun to try again. After placing our colony, we can return to our home planet for our next mission to find an alien empire. Once we complete this mission, we will unlock a larger list of additional missions to choose from. We still want to complete 5 missions for the Missionista 1 badge, so when we return from contacting another empire, we can select the Find an Artifact mission, which we complete immediately because we found that artifact earlier. Next, we want the Paint Planet mission, which will give us 3 Paint Planet tools. We're going to unlock the Planet Artiste 5 badge for using 250 planet sculpting and coloring tools. Contact our home planet to complete the Paint Planet mission, and that will be 5 missions completed for 2 badge points. Next, we are going to select the Terraforming mission to terraform our Purple Spice planet. On the message where we receive the terraforming tools, we can save with Ctrl and S on the keyboard, quit without saving, reload the game, and contact our home planet again and receive a second set of terraforming tools. We needed 2 sets of terraforming tools to raise this planet up to Terra Score 1, since 1 set would not have been enough. While the colony mission allows us to colonize any planet to complete the mission, the terraforming mission does require we terraform the specific planet the colony mission originally wanted us to colonize. We aren't going to terraform that planet, so we're not going to complete this mission. We are just using this mission to receive the terraforming tools. This mission also can't be removed once it's started, so it'll remain for the rest of the run. Once we reach Terra Score 1, we can place our plants and animals on the surface, and add buildings to our colony to start producing spice. We are actually working towards 3 different badges during this time, including the Terra Wrangler badge for improving the Terra Score, the Zoologist badge for completing the ecosystem with our plants and animals, and the Colonist badge for placing buildings. Once we place in our buildings, we need to wait for a Purple Spice to be produced. There is a bit of downtime, but we can keep using the Paint Planet tools while we wait. Once we have our Purple Spice, we can duplicate and store hundreds of Purple Spice on the planet. We can duplicate the spice by dropping the spice and calling our colony as soon as the spice hits the ground. By the spice, it immediately beam back up the spice crate, doubling our spice. We can do this all the way until we reach 99 Purple Spice. Now we can store additional spice on the planet by dropping our 99 spice back onto the surface, buying all but 1 spice, then use the abduction beam to quickly move the spice crate. Moving the spice crate with the abduction beam prevents the spice from despawning after we buy it from the planet. Some spice crates can despawn as we collect them from orbit, so to be safe we can place multiple crates on the surface to make sure some are still available to collect later. Now we need to find a buyer for our Purple Spice. This run requires about 18 million Spore Bucks to complete, but we need to sell at least 15 million Spore Bucks worth of spice to unlock the Golden Touch and Merchant 5 badges. These badges earn us a total of 60 points, and are essentially unlocked for no additional time since we needed those funds anyway. We can sell for either the 60,000 or the 73,000 Spore Buck level, as selling 3 sets of spice at these prices both give us enough money. We unfortunately didn't get lucky right away with the selling prices, but we just need to sell it for enough to keep the run going. We will collect additional spice from our colony and hang on to it as we look for better prices as we unlock other badges. Returning to the colony, usually at least one of the spice crates despawn when we collect the spice from orbit, but it looks like they're all still here. But just to be safe, we can store a couple more crates. We have enough money and extra spice to begin the next phase of the run. Here, we are going to start earning several badges in parallel. There's a lot to remember during this run, so I like to think of the badges in 2 groups. First, we have the Other Empire badges, and the Our Empire badges. Other Empire badges we are going to collect include the Traveler 3 badge by contacting 20 different empires, the Diplomat 5 badge for creating 20 alliances, Trader 2 for starting 5 trade routes, and the Jack of all Trades 5 badge for buying 200 items. Interesting about the Jack of all Trades badge is we have to buy each item individually and not just buy 200 total items. Perhaps because in the earliest version of Spore, all items were only sold one at a time. When the amount of items were sold at a time was increased in later versions, they may have forgotten to increase the Jack of all Trades counter along with it. But this is why we will be buying items one at a time during this run. Between allying and working with the other empires, we have the second Our Empire group of badges that we are also working towards. This group so far includes the Empire 4 badge for controlling 22 systems, and finishing up the Collector 2 badge. We only need to colonize 21 systems, as our home system also counts towards the Empire badge. And we are colonizing the systems where we know the artifacts are located as well. Once we collect our 8 artifacts, this group will be ready to replace the Collector badge with a few different ones to begin working on. We are alternating between creating alliances and colonizing because the colony pack has a fairly long cooldown between uses. And returning to another empire will give us something to do during this time. After allying 4 empires and placing 5 colonies, we finally found some suckers, someone willing to buy our purple spice for the maximum price of 73,000 Spore Bucks. Just in time too, we were almost out of cash this far into the run. We can sell our spice to our colony and pick up some more. After selling 3 sets of purple spice, we now have 21 million Spore Bucks, plenty of money to complete the run, and completing the Golden Touch 5 and Merchant 5 badges. The progress bar appears to be filling up quickly, as we are nearing the 6th Master Badge promotion. However, each progress bar stage increases the amount of badge points required to reach the next promotion. We are only about a third of the way to our 275 point goal. On this planet, we are going to make a quick pit stop to collect another ecosystem's worth of plants and animals. We received 1 set of plants and animals from the Terraforming mission, however, we need to collect a second set for when we start terraforming planets to place more colony buildings. Here we've reached our 10th unique empire, unlocking the Traveler 2 badge. This badge unlocks us the monolith, which we can buy from this empire. We will buy 10 monoliths from the following empires to uplift 10 planets to unlock the Brain Surgeon 3 badge. And this begins the second phase of our empire's group of badges. Now that the Collector badge is complete, we are going to add a few more badges to work in parallel as we continue to alternate between the Other and Our Empire badge groups. We are going to work towards the Brain Surgeon 3 badge, the Colonist 4 badge for placing 100 buildings, the Terra Wrangler 3 badge for improving 10 Terra scores, and the Zoologist 2 badge for completing 10 ecosystems. And each time we go onto a planet to either place a monolith or a colony, we will use all of our planet sculpting tools to continue working towards the Planet Artiste 5 badge. Here, we are going to work towards the Colonist badge. The Colonist 4 badge requires 100 colony buildings. The Town Hall included in the colony pack counts as a building, so the Empire 4 badge takes care of 21 buildings for free. We've already placed 5 buildings on our Purple Spice colony, so now we are going to find 3 planets that are already Terra Score 1 to improve, and place an additional colony on each of these planets and fill those cities with buildings, plus 1 extra Terra Score 1 planet to place our final few buildings. And this will be enough to complete the Colonist 4 badge. We are also working towards the 10 Terra Score improvements and 10 ecosystem completions during this time as well. On the 3 planets we are placing buildings, we are improving the Terra Score up 2 levels and completing 2 ecosystems, including what we have already done with the Purple Spice planet. That gives us 8 Terra Scores and 7 ecosystems. The remaining Terra Scores and ecosystems will be completed on the Monolith planets. It saves a lot of time terraforming by looking for planets already within Terra Score 1 when we arrive. Bringing up a planet from Terra Score 0 takes a lot longer, and outweighs the time potentially gained by improving 3 Terra Scores and ecosystems per planet. Once we reach this location in the galaxy, we will find a group of some rare galactic formations. We need to view 10 unique formations to unlock the Sightseer 2 badge for 6 badge points. These formations can be the same type, as long as they're different ones. After a bit of time, we placed our 10th monolith, and from here, we just need to finish up outlining our 20 empires and colonizing our 21 star systems. There's the Diplomat 5 badge for 30 total Diplomat points. We were just a bit short on buying enough tools, but we can finish up the Jack of all trades badge at our final colony for another 30 points. Placing our last colony, we received the Colonist 4 badge for 25 total Colonist points, and the Empire badges for 20 more points. And we just need a few more sculpting tools to complete the Planet Artiste badges for 30 more points. Wrapping up the badges, we explored 50 systems for the Explorer 2 badge, giving us another 6 badge points, but we still need another 100 jumps to complete the Frequent Flyer 4 badge. Thankfully, with all the energy packs we've been stockpiling, we can finish the Frequent Flyer 4 badge, and right on time, our last planet was uplifted, earning us the Brain Surgeon 3 badge, for a grand total of 275 badge points. And there's the cutscene, along with the achievement for achieving Master Badge level 10 and the Title of Omnipotent in just under 50 minutes on the in-game timer. Here are all the badges we collected during this run. There are still many more badges available to unlock, but all we needed was the 275 points for this run. Routing the speedrun was a lot of fun to optimize what I thought to be the most effective use of time for the points awarded, and the entire run will be linked in the description if you want to check it out as well. Let me know what you thought of this run, and let me know what else you'd like me to try in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kingly Valence, and I'll see you next time.